The no niche approach for people over 40. Okay, so what is this about?
Are you over 40 and feeling pressured to niche down to succeed on YouTube? What if the secret to standing out was actually doing the opposite? See, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn your unique life experience into a thriving niche, all while creating content quickly and effectively using a simple process, which you can complete in just a couple of hours a week. Yes, it's true, just a couple of hours a week.
Interesting. So let's see what he has to say about this. And now we can start a YouTube channel effectively without a niche. Interesting.
See, your life story is your biggest asset, and I'm going to help you leverage that to stand out on YouTube. Because 99% of people struggle to find a niche because they're looking in the wrong places. I'll guide you through a process to discover and harness the niche that's been within you all along. It's in here. And I'll prove it by showing you how you can create high quality content in just a couple of hours a week using a framework that aligns perfectly with your unique perspective. And to really help you accelerate this journey, I've created something special for you.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So how we should go about it?
It's a program called Courage Before Confidence, where I'll be in your inbox every day for 30 days, helping you build the camera confidence that you need to create your compelling content. If you're ready to take that step and you really want to make your mark, you can find more about that in the description below. What if I told you the biggest mistake that most content creators make is trying to create videos for algorithms instead of humans? You see, the truth is your content should be crafted with a specific person in mind. Yes, your ideal viewer. Let me share my own journey with you.
Yeah, I totally agree. You should not create video for YouTube. You should not create video for the algorithm, to please the algorithm, to get subscribers and views and money. You should definitely create videos that provide value to a target audience, to a specific kind of people that would find your video interesting. So if you keep your video, you keep the audience in mind, if you create the best video possible that provide tons of value for your audience, then you will find the success that you want.
Over the last 10 years, I've walked the path that you might be on now. I've faced the same challenges, overcome similar obstacles, and all through it, I've learned what works and what doesn't. But the key was understanding who I was making content for. Instead of chasing trends and trying to gamify the system, I focused on creating videos that resonate with people like me. Over 40 with a wealth of experience and a desire to connect on a deeper level. My content is no longer about flashy edits or fast cuts. It's about quality, connection, and authenticity.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's a place on YouTube that is growing right now for authenticity, for honest content, for relatability. You don't need fast-paced editing or a ton of special effects in your video to find success on YouTube, because more and more older people are getting into YouTube and they are not interested in fast editing and special effects and action in every single video. They just want to find and hear people that are like them and want to relate to them. So that's what you should focus on, if that's the case for you.
That's what my audience want. That's what keeps you coming back. The takeaway here is simple. Every great video starts with a great idea. And that idea doesn't come from trying to outsmart an algorithm. It comes from knowing who your audience is and creating content that speaks directly to them. Your experiences, your stories, your unique perspective are what create your own blue ocean. A space where you don't have to compete with others who are fighting in that overcrowded red ocean. You're not trying to be the next Mr. Beast or anyone else for that matter. You're just carving out your own space where you are the niche. That's what makes your content.
Yeah, that's the power of being a creator, the power of being an influencer, and the power of being a YouTuber. People will watch your video eventually for you, because they are interested in you, they're interested in what you have to say. But it takes a long time to get there, to get people interested in you, your personality, your opinion, and your experience. It takes many years of building a loyal community, right? And providing a ton of value. So I totally advise that in the beginning, you should definitely focus on your audience first. Make sure you help them, you solve their problem, you answer their comment, and provide value to them. It can be entertainment, it can be education, it can be inspiration, it can be information, but focus on helping and serving a target audience first. And then you can become the niche. Then they will be interested more in what you have to say and your own person before the content. But it takes many years to get there.
Truly stand out. This idea is drawn from the concept of the blue ocean strategy, a strategy that focuses on creating uncontested market space in the world of YouTube. That means instead of competing against the same space as everyone else, you're creating something unique and unmatched by leveraging what only you can offer. Because you are the biggest gift that you can give to this world. So now that you know that you are the niche, how do we get attention on YouTube? Well, it's quite simple, isn't it? And you've heard it from me before. 2 things. And what if I told you the key to crafting those 2 things, that title and that thumbnail, isn't about mimicking big YouTubers, but rather about understanding what truly resonates with your specific audience? One of the biggest mistakes I see creators.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is to create video for an audience. Don't create video for a niche, but your audience is made of people that are interested in many different things. Maybe your audience can be interested in gardening, right? So if your target viewer, your ideal viewer is interested in gardening and you start a gardening YouTube channel, you can also make videos about preserving food, right? Or growing organic food, right? Or getting rid of pests in your garden, right? There are plenty of different topics that you can talk about on a YouTube channel like this if your target audience is a home gardener, for example. So think about your audience, think about what they are interested in, and think about how you can help them and solve their problem and provide them value.
Make is trying to replicate what's working for these huge channels like MrBeast, but only to be disappointed when their own videos barely get a handful of views. The truth is, what works for them might not work for you, especially if you're just starting out. Instead, it's important to look at what's working for those smaller channels. They're growing creators and they're closer to where you are right now. See, these creators are often experimenting, they're taking risks, they're finding new ways to engage with their audience. When I first started focusing on my YouTube channel, I learned this the hard way. I spent so much time trying to model these big players, but only to realize that my audience was not connected with that approach. It was only when I started to study the smaller YouTubers, and those smaller successful channels in my world, and analyze what was working for them, that I began to see real growth. Look at my last 3 or 4 videos. That shows you this. It proves what I'm talking about. I realized that the titles should be a balance between what's already proven to work and what people are actively searching for.
Well, I totally agree, but you cannot do both in the same video, or very rarely. If you want to get your video seen, you can make videos that are similar to other people's videos that are suggested on YouTube, right? If you see a very successful video about how to grow apple trees in your garden, then you can make a video about growing apple trees in your garden because it is already successful, and your video then will appear in the suggested video on the side, right here from this video. Here is a suggested video on the side. If you have a successful video about the same topic, it will appear right here and people will see it in the suggested feed and click on it. But you can also make video about search topic. Right here on the search bar on YouTube, you can type search topic and people will find a list of video in the search results, right? And you can do both. If you do a balance of both, then you have a better chance to get traffic from the suggested feed on your video and from the search bar on your video as well. So you should definitely try to do both. Have video about search results and have video about suggested videos right here that are successful.
That's where the sweet spot is, using data-driven insights while still staying true to who you are and your own unique perspectives. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, simplicity is key. I've adopted a style that's not only easy to produce, but also effective in catching the eye. I use a picture of myself, yes, this beautiful smiling face with a clear expression. A background that is styled on my brand color with a few simple, bold words. You'll see a lot of these YouTube gurus now saying, make your thumbnails simple. Well, yeah, obviously. But everyone got wrapped up in the whole MrBeast, big contrast, big edit thing, didn't they? Well, this simple approach works because it passes what I call the glance test.
to make your video clickable, which is very important on YouTube. You can make the best video possible, but if no one clicks on your video, then nobody is gonna watch them. And to get people to click on your video, you need a great title and a great thumbnail. And what makes a great title and a great thumbnail? Something that catches people's attention, something that is interesting, something that is engaging, and something that speaks to your target audience, right? And of course, you should keep them quick and short and easy to understand what the concept behind the video is, and it should also represent what is inside your video. Don't try to clickbait people, because they would click on a video and then don't watch it at all.
If your thumbnail catches someone's eye in a split second, especially on a small screen like a phone, you've done your job. I also keep in mind the shrink test, a technique that ensures your thumbnail still looks good when it's shrunk down to a tiny size. And if it passes this test, you are on the right track. So, big text, high contrast, human face. All these elements make your thumbnail more relatable and clickable. The bottom line to this is, start by creating titles based on what's already working and what people are searching for. Once you've got that foundation, your thumbnail should be simple, eye-catching, and designed to create curiosity. Give your videos the best chance of standing out and connecting with your audience. So what's next? Well, if you're over 40, you've probably noticed that flashy edits, fast cuts, they just don't resonate with you the way that they might with a younger audience. Well,
yeah, it all depends on your target audience. You should definitely see what's working out there on YouTube. Which video gets views, which videos get a lot of comments, which video are highly engaged and are shown on YouTube more and more, and look at what other people are doing with their edit. What the first 30 seconds of the video look like, what the thumbnail look like, what the title look like, what they talk about in the video, what kind of style of editing they are adopting in their video, etc. And try to reproduce what is working from YouTube. You can learn from others, take inspiration from them. Of course, don't copy one-to-one what they are doing, but do it in your own way as well on your channel, and this way you can find success. If you see what's already working out there and try to reproduce it in your own way.
Truth is, you don't need all that noise to hold your viewers' attention. I know, because I'm getting pissed off with them and I've been making them. In my own journey on YouTube, I realized that the key to retaining viewers isn't in mastering every trendy editing technique, but in how to connect with them through my voice, through my actions, through my authenticity. It's taken me 20 or 30 videos to start to see the patterns in my retention graph, and what I find was eye-opening. Over time, with consistency, I've discovered that viewers were staying for the content, funnily enough, that felt real and unpolished, where I wasn't afraid to let my true self shine through, even if it meant leaving in a few mistakes. Actually, I've even started to emphasize the mistakes in my edit. You see, for us midlifers, the goal isn't to compete with fast-paced editing styles of these younger creators. I'm saying younger creators because previously, I was very conscious that I was using the word kids a lot. Anyway, instead it's about scripting in a way that reflects how we like to consume content.
Yeah, there's definitely a place on YouTube that is growing for slower paced editing, for conversation, for podcasts, for authenticity and relatability. So you can make content for a type of audience that is interested in that type of content, and that's really the fast action based editing, right?
Simple, direct, authentic. That's why I use a straightforward framework for my videos, which I've developed over time. The hook, the mindset, the story, the teach, and the action step. Here's how it works. The hook is a simple one-liner, grabs attention. The mindset piece is a simple question designed to get into the head of your viewer and make them think. Then you flow naturally into your story. Your story. This is where you connect with your audience on a personal level, showing them that you understand where they are coming from. And then next it comes to the teaching point. Just one thing that you want them to take away from this video. And then finally, the action step. And that could be a call to action like subscribe, smash the like bell, and all those funky stuff. Actually, do you know what? You can
keep in mind that the best call to action on a YouTube video should be to watch another video from you. YouTube and the YouTube algorithm have only one goal, is to get people to watch more and more video and stay on YouTube. So if you tell your viewer to watch your videos, to watch the next one after the next one after the next one, then YouTube will promote more and more of your video. So that's the best call to action that you can ask your audience in any video that you post on YouTube.
You can subscribe and you can smash the like bell and all that for me. So that's the script, but now we've got to make the video. Well, let's look at AVL. Audio, video, lighting. Let's talk about the technical side and how to keep it super simple. You don't need expensive gear to create a great video. So let's start with audio. If you've got a simple lav mic, that's great. It'll pick up your voice clearly and keep the background noise to a minimum. But if you don't have a mic, shooting in a quiet room like this one, soft furnishings can dampen the sound and make your voice clear and crisp.
Yeah, audio is probably the most important part of any YouTube video. People should be able to hear you clearly and understand exactly what you are saying. So you should get good at talking in front of the camera if you're doing the talking yourself in your YouTube video. And you don't need a lot of equipment. You can definitely start with your own smartphone if you have one.
That's it for audio. For video, smartphone camera is more than enough to get you started. Don't over-invest. Consider framing yourself the rule of thirds so that you sit center camera. This way you can use it for repurposing. You know, you can make YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram reels, all of that. Personally, I don't believe you need to. I don't believe you need any of those other social channels.
Yeah, you should definitely concentrate and focus on YouTube first in the beginning, because it takes a long time and a lot of effort and a lot of discipline and consistency to be successful on any social media platform. So at the beginning, before you are successful and can make a living from it, if that's your goal, then you should definitely focus on one platform and one platform only and forget about the other and try to grow on this one, because TikTok is different from YouTube, it is different from Instagram, and you have to understand every little tweak that you need on every platform to succeed before you can get there. So focus on one only.
And you're probably thinking, huh, what? He owns a social media agency. But if you want me to tell you why on another video, comment below and I'll make that video for you. And then there's lighting. As far as lighting goes, you don't need professional light. Natural light is your best friend. Shoot during the daytime, near a window, let natural light brighten up your face. The beauty in keeping it real and authentic and even a little bit raw.
Yeah, I agree that natural lighting is totally the best. So if you have the opportunity to film during the daytime in front of a window or going for a walk and filming your video outside, then it's probably the best way to light your video.
Or resonates strongly with the over 40 audience, and really with anyone looking for genuine content these days. Let's face it, by scripting your videos in this way and keeping your audio, video and lighting setup simple, you not only make your process easier for yourself, but you'll also create content that resonates deeply with your tribe, because you're keeping it real. However, if you're finding it challenging to articulate who you are on camera, or to build that camera confidence, I have just the resource for you. My Courage Before Confidence training program is designed to help you become camera confident in 30 days or less, with daily guidance delivered straight into your inbox. I've coached thousands on this already, and you can find more details in the description below. So after you've gone through the process of ideation, scripting, shooting, editing actually isn't that overwhelming. In fact, the beauty of being completely and unapologetically yourself means that your editing can be minimal and still incredibly effective. In my own videos, I found that embracing my authenticity, I don't need to spend hours perfecting every little detail in post-production.
Yeah, that's true. That the market for relatable and authentic and honest content on YouTube is totally growing, and more people are interested in normal videos about normal people that share their own experience and their own thoughts, right? And can share something valuable, information, inspiration, education, and also being entertaining or funny at the same time if possible. And you don't have to have a lot of editing behind your video. If you are comfortable talking in front of the camera, you can share your life experiences and your thought and your opinion and teach people other stuff, then it's totally fine to do it that way. You don't need to be an editing expert.
Goals to tell your story, to give your audience an action step, and keep them engaged and make them think. When you focus on these essentials, your editing becomes a natural extension of the content that you've just created. One thing I've learned is that adding a bit of music in the background can subtly enhance the emotional flow of the video. There's a tip for you. I usually find a track that fits the tone, turn it down to about 5 or 10%, and then let it play softly in the background. This not only helps smooth over any imperfections in your delivery, but also adds a layer of polish that makes that video feel a bit more cohesive. Another simple technique I use is incorporating some jump cuts. Shows the transitions in a thought or keeps the pace moving, but beyond that, I add emphasis with some pop-up words or graphics and the occasional bit of B-roll just to help drive that message home. For instance, if there's a key point that I want to highlight, I'll just create a graphic in Canva, add an animation to it, pop it on a transparent background, and just overlay it on the video. This adds a bit of visual interest without requiring huge, complex editing skills.
Yeah, these are some very easy techniques that you can apply to any video to make the video more interesting and more engaging to your audience so they can keep watching. And if they find it entertaining enough, then they will stay.
What's great about this approach is that it's real, it's raw, it resonates with people who are tired of all this overly polished, scripted content, and we can all do it, so it feels more connected. Your imperfections, whether it's a stutter, a pause, or an unscripted moment, can actually enhance the authenticity of your video. People connect with real people, and that's reflected in everything from your thumbnail to your final edit. When you keep these imperfections, you're not just editing a video, you're telling a story that's uniquely yours. Remember the blue ocean I referred to earlier?
Yeah, you should definitely focus on what you're good at on YouTube. Try to post consistently, be persistent and disciplined about it. Try to improve your skills. Get better at crafting thumbnail, coming up with great topic idea, talking in front of the camera, and your editing skill as well. If you get better and focus on you, focus on being you, focus on your own personality and your own life experiences and your own opinion to stand out, then you will have a better chance to compete on YouTube if you do that.
Remember the blue ocean I referred to earlier? The key takeaway here is keep your editing simple, focus on the essentials. Let your authenticity shine through and don't be afraid to leave in those little imperfections that make your content feel more genuine. This approach not only saves you time and a whole production. I'm getting tired now. This approach not only saves you time but keeps your whole production to a couple of hours a week and helps you connect with your audience on a deeper level. By embracing raw and real, you'll find that editing becomes less about perfection, more about enhancing the story that you're already telling.
Good advice.
Remember earlier when I mentioned that your life story is your biggest asset? That's absolutely right. But there's another simple strategy that can make your content even more compelling, authentic, and vulnerable. Do you want to do vulnerable? Check out this video right here where I deep dive into how being honest and vulnerable can transform your content and make your niche, you, even more powerful. This approach has been a game changer for me and it's been one of my biggest videos to date. You don't want to miss it.
That was a great video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Steven and like his video. It was great to watch. Plenty of very helpful insight in this video. I hope you enjoyed it with me today. Don't forget to click right here to watch the next video and I will see you there. Bye bye.